We saw James Gunn doing his James Gunn thing over social media and promoting the hell out of his DC universe. Of course, him and his partner, Peter Safran, announced that DC Studios is making some big moves with an ambitious content plan that includes 2 live-action films, 1 animated movie, and 2 live-action series, and then also 2 animated series per year for Max specifically.
Man, that's a
And if that
lot.
wasn't exciting enough, Gunn and Safran also confirmed that they are working towards a 6-year plan that will hopefully round out and culminate in kind of like an Avengers Endgame style event. While the details, of course, are being kept under wraps, we don't know shit. It's clear that the DC Studios is laying the groundwork for something massive. Now, the executives also acknowledge that some projects on the initial DC slate that were unveiled back in January of 2023 have met challenges that have either delayed or killed them altogether. Now, all of you DC fans out there know that they're trying to stay on track, and us here at Crazy Ant Media and ITCAF Podcast have you covered. So here's the full lineup and recap of what is going on for DC Studios right now and kind of a time frame of when we can see them. Of course, the first thing that we will be seeing here in July, early July, will be Superman on July 11th of 2025, and that is Dustin's #1 pick on the box office draft. So hopefully it'll make a lot of money.
Yes, and then of course we've got Peacemaker season 2. That one's coming to us in August of 2025.
That's right. And of course, they have the Sandman season 2 also coming out some point in 2025. They're still trying to lock down a date for that one.
Yeah, because the creator's no longer involved for reasons we won't discuss.
Yeah.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, is set for a June 26, 2026 release, and there's a lot of chatter about that one. It's already filming and people are talking, so we're going to keep you updated on that one.
For sure. And then we have Clayface coming out September 11th of 2026. As you see, we've finally moved into the new year. So 2026 is supposed to be a good year for DC. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for that as well.
Yes, and Daniel Radcliffe is not Clayface. They
Yeah.
haven't even started casting yet. So all those rumors that he has been cast, he hasn't even been approached or talked to yet, y'all. Move on. That's an incorrect rumor. Next one we've got is Sergeant Rock. That one's going to come out in the fall of 2026, and there's been some casting stuff about that one too. Apparently, Daniel Craig did pass. He was contacted and passed. Jeremy Allen White apparently is rumored to be, but hasn't officially been contacted yet, so we don't know whether he's in or out or has even seen the script. So as soon as we do know, we'll let you know. That sounds like a good choice for me too, instead of Daniel Craig. I'm fine with Jeremy Allen White if that is true, but we do not, and we will let you know.
Exactly, man, exactly. And then of course the much highly anticipated The Batman Part 2. Hopefully because this thing's already been rescheduled once. It will come out October 1st of 2027.
Yes, and that's the good news. The bad news is, following up that announcement was the announcement of the dynamic duo, which will be an animated Robin origin movie. That one's coming out June 30th of 2028. Why is that good news and bad news? Well, we'll tell you in a second. But the bad news is that Robert Pattinson has been confirmed to not, not be the DCU Batman. Not. Not going to happen. They are recasting him. They're still making Batman with Robert Pattinson, but they're recasting Batman in the DCU. There you go.
Well, we all know that James has been kept saying that that is not going to be their Batman, so that makes sense. He's holding strong to that, even
He
though we
is.
think that's a bad decision. And then of course the Lanterns television show that we finally got to see some stills from this past week. Right now, that's just in production. So the rest of the things we have on the slate to tell you about is just either in development or in production because they have dreams. They want to shoot for the stars, but we all know that a lot of things can happen in between here and the galaxy far, far away. But yes, right
Correct.
now, Lanterns is in production. No release date yet on that one.
Nope, not yet. The Brave and the Bold. That is apparently the movie that will introduce the new Batman into the DCU. That one's also in development.
Makes sense. And then, of course, Creature Commando Season 2 in development as well.
The Authority in development.
Swamp Thing, trying to revamp that bad boy. That one's in development.
Yep. Super excited about the announcement about this one. I'm all in on this. A live action Teen Titans movie is in development. Hugely pumped about that. Has always been one of my favorite teams. Love them and the lineup that they're going to include in that movie. Love it. So yeah, I'm pumped about that one.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And I also love something that DC is doing, but they're kind of trying to make it a part of their main timeline, which is, villain stories. So this one, they're going to be talking about Bane and Deathstroke in a movie together. I wonder if they're going to be adversaries or working together. This one isn't currently in development, but yeah, it releasing as a film is going to be very freaking interesting.
It really is. And then you've got Waller. They've been talking about this one forever, but apparently this one's stumbling a little bit, which is why it was put back into development. This thing was supposed to go into production already, but I guess it's because of Viola Davis's scheduling is making it very difficult to get this thing rolling. So, because as you guys know, she's in demand and very popular. So, we'll see. We'll see where that goes and if it goes at any point.
Exactly, man, exactly. And then the Buster Gold television show is in development. I've heard this one is going to be more comedic based, so that would be very interesting.
Yeah, no, and should be because I think that's kind of how the character is. So, Paradise Lost, that of course is talking about Amazon Island. That's going to be a Wonder Woman show. That one's still in development.
Then we have the Blue Beetle animated series that is in development as well.
Yeah. Oh, animated. I was going to say if it was live action, I was wondering if we were going to see a crossover between Booster Gold and Blue Beetle since they team up frequently in the comic books. Harley Quinn and other animated titles are still in development. I don't know what that means because Harley Quinn's already on the air. So I don't know what that means about in development. I guess maybe they're going to spin somebody off of that. I don't know. James, what does that mean?
And then we also saw this past week, Keanu Reeves has been working on a Constantine 2 idea. So now they approached Peter Safran and James Gunn, and they said, "Yeah, let's see what y'all come up with." So the status is currently unknown of that. I think they're literally stage one. You have an idea, they're finally putting the pen to the paper. But I think that'd be cool because I've heard nothing but good things about the Constantine film. I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely want to this year, and I would love to see where the character would go from there.
No, yeah, I liked the movie. I also liked the version of him in the Arrowverse. I think that DC's always pretty much gotten that character right. So, I'm excited to see what they do with that. And then we have Gotham PD Arkham TV series, which, as you guys know, that one's most likely never going to happen. As you guys know, that's what Matt Reeves was initially starting to do was the Arkham, and then it shifted, moved, changed, morphed, call it whatever you want, but it became Penguin. And not anything anywhere near Arkham or the Gotham PD. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I don't think that one's ever going to happen. And as Logan said at the beginning of all this DC news, the upcoming Green Lantern TV show, Lanterns, DC Studios and HBO actually dropped a first look at Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler's, the main characters, of course, and heroes, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. Now, in the photo, the two are dressed in civilian clothes and are walking down a deserted highway. Now, while many are disappointed that we don't see them in their Green Lantern uniforms, if you look real close, you gotta look real close, you can see a Green Lantern ring on Chandler's finger, which of course is Hal Jordan. Now, a release date, as Logan said, for Lanterns has yet to be announced. We do know that the first appearance of a Green Lantern in James Gunn and Peter Safran's rebooted universe will be this summer's Superman movie when we see Nathan Fillion debut as Green Lantern Corps member Guy Gardner. So, I don't know how I feel about it. I saw the ring. I zoomed in. I looked. I got my magnifying glass, and it looks kind of like an old Earth artifact, like Egyptian almost kind of. And I'm like, but the power rings come from the Guardians from OA. They're not Earthbound. And so why would this ring look reminiscent of an old earthly artifact? So I'm a little, does it change to what it's supposed to look like when he gets in full gear? Or I'm not real sure, but I'm not sold on the look of the ring initially. I'm hoping that it changes. What were your thoughts? Did you see the picture? What'd you think of the ring?
I saw the picture, didn't even see the ring. That's been just being honest with you. I'm like, yeah, look at them. They're in civilian clothes.
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
All right, go back
Yeah,
and look for the ring and tell me what you think about the ring, because I'm not sold on it. I'm just not sold.
that's hilarious, man. That's so